Completing the 2019-20 Apprenticeship Employer Agreement. Please complete all relevant sections of the form in block capitals and black pen, tick where appropriate. This enables scanning and OCR software to easily capture the information. Page 1. Information about the employer. Registered name of the employer. This is important to get right. It needs to be the name of the organisation that is, for example, listed in Companies House Records. For levy payers, this is particularly important. The organisation may have a different name under which it trades. Enter this here. Postcode, address, telephone, email. Enter these for the main office/location of the organisation. ERN if known. This is the employer reference number supplied by the Employer Data Service. If you know this, please input that here. If not known or not sure, leave this blank. Locations where the training will occur if different from above. The employer's address entered above may be the head office, but the apprentice may be working at another location, a sub-office for example. If this is the case, enter this address here, including the postcode. Tick boxes. If the employer is a levy payer, tick the first box. If they are and have registered on DAS, Digital Apprenticeship Service, tick the second box. There may be non-levy employers who have registered on DAS. If this is the case, tick this. If the employer knows they have signed the ESFA DAS agreement, tick the third box. If they don't know, leave this blank. If the employer is not a levy-paying organisation, tick the fourth box. Number of employees. You must enter this number and note that this is the number of employees in the last year with contracts of employment. You may use an average. Name of the contact for levy account inquiries. Email of the contact for levy account inquiries. Many levy payers may have a specific employee who manages their levy account. Enter their details as we may need to contact them to resolve queries. Contact details for main contact. Enter the details, name, email, telephone number of the contact arranging the apprenticeship or apprenticeships. Contact details for apprenticeship mentor. Enter the details, name, email, telephone number of the mentor for the apprenticeship or apprenticeships. If there are more than one, just enter the first. Ensure the employer reads the detail box at the bottom of the page. Page 2. Information. Please ensure the employer reads all sections on this page. State aid. Please ensure the employer reads this section and you tick the checkbox if the employer is eligible under state aid rules. Page 3. Welfare, health and safety. Please ensure the employer reads all sections of this page. Health and safety checks. Tick the first checkbox if you have a current assessment on file. Tick the second checkbox if you have a current reassessment on file. Tick the third checkbox if you have completed a new assessment that is attached to the employer agreement. Page 3. Additional requirements. Tick the checkbox if the employer has requested additional training that is not covered by this agreement or has asked for terms and conditions that differ from those within this agreement. Attach the document covering the additional requirements. Page 3. Parties to this agreement. Please ensure the employer reads this section. In particular, if a subcontracted partner is delivering some or all of the training, ensure the employer is aware of this and that the subcontracted partner is a party to the agreement and that they understand the management fee information. Pages 4 through 10. Terms and conditions. Please ensure the employer reads all the sections on these pages. In particular, ensure they understand what constitutes the total agreement, which is described on page 10, titled Contents of this Agreement, and that they know where to access our mandatory policies, Schedule 1 Mandatory Policies, and our Complaints Procedure, Schedule 2 Complaints Procedure. Both of these are also on page 10. Page 11, Schedule 3, the Cost of the Programme, or TNP. Each employer agreement must contain at least one Schedule 3. A Schedule 3 covers the detail of the costs of each apprenticeship programme. A programme is one apprenticeship type, either a specific framework or standard. It is not per apprentice. You might need more Schedule 3s if the employer wants more than one apprenticeship type. Please see the Completing the 2019-20 Apprenticeship Employment Agreement in this description below to find examples of this. Registered name of the employer. Repeat the name of the employer. We ask for this again because the Schedule 3 may be detached from the main agreement. date of the completion of the document, framework/standard reference, the code associated with the apprenticeship, framework/standard name, the full title of the apprenticeship, pathway if applicable, the pathway code for frameworks only, the level, total negotiated price or TNP, maximum funding band, employer payments. This is important to get right. The TNP is the total price of the content and delivery of the apprenticeship. In other words, it does not include any extras the employer may request. However, it does include any contribution from the employer for the same content, if they have to pay a contribution, i.e. the 5%. If the TNP is above the maximum funding band, then the employer will have to pay the amount over the band. The tick box should be ticked if the employer is making their contribution, again, not for extras. Also note that the TNP may reduce once the prospective apprenticeship is assessed, for example, where they have prior experience, learning, etc. This will be confirmed in the separate learning agreement. Please refer to the completing the 2019-20 Apprenticeship Employer Agreement in the description below to find examples for this. Endpoint Assessment or EPA. The costs of the EPA. If the apprenticeship is a standard, you must record the organisation chosen by the employer and you. You must record the cost and indicate if this is estimated by checking the tick box. If the EPA organisation is to be agreed later, indicate this by checking the appropriate tick box. Ensure the employer is aware that resits may be chargeable, and check the tick box to confirm this has been discussed. Employer delivery. If you have agreed that the employer may deliver some of the elements of the apprenticeship training, including off-the-job elements, then check the tick box and record the amount you will pay the employer for this training. Confirm that the costs are included in the TNP and that the employer understands that, because they will be receiving payment from government funds, they will have to be recorded as a subcontractor and therefore will be subject to due diligence, auditing of delivery, auditing of actual costs recorded against what is claimed, and Ofsted inspection. Because of these requirements, we do not ordinarily recommend employer delivery of elements of the apprenticeship programme. Learners to whom this Schedule 3 applies to. List the learners to whom this part of the agreement applies. If not known at this time, for example if they are yet to be recruited, add their names later and record the date of addition. You can add learners to this section at any point during the duration of the agreement, usually 12 months unless major changes apply. Signatory to this agreement. Ensure everyone listed prints their name and signs the document. Ensure the dates are correct. They must be on or before the apprenticeship starts. If a subcontracted partner is used, ensure they also complete this section. For the purposes of apprenticeship delivery, the subcontracted partner is the college representative. This guidance has been brought to you by the Funding, Data and External Contracts team of the Heart of Worcestershire College. If you have any questions or would like further guidance, please contact us. You can find our contact details in the partner portal link in the description below.